Hello, welcome to your Wednesday edition of Wildcat News. I'm Ian Alvano.
And I'm Genevieve Lund. Our top story tonight looks at election results from around the country. All eyes are on Georgia, as it is one of the key states for the control of the U.S. Senate. Since neither incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock nor Republican challenger Herschel Walker received 50% of the vote, they will have a runoff next month.
Another tight race, Arizona, Democrat Katie Hobbs was announced as the new governor on Monday. Hobbs defeated Republican Carrie Lake. Nevada Democrat Susie Lee also won re-election to the House of Representatives.
And Kentucky Senator Republican Mitch McConnell will remain the chamber's Republican leader. He beat Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott to become the longest-serving Senate party leader in U.S. history. Here in Kentucky, the defeat of Amendment 2 in last week's election set the stage for challenges before the state Supreme Court regarding abortion rights. The court heard arguments on Tuesday challenging the state's trigger law that banned nearly all abortions after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The court will decide whether to temporarily pause that ban while it determines whether it is constitutional. A judge in Georgia ruled yesterday that a similar measure in the state was unconstitutional.
This week is National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. Each year it is celebrated the week before Thanksgiving. While a happy time of year for many, it can also be difficult, especially for those who face homelessness and hunger. The University of Kentucky has resources such as the Basic Needs Hub to help combat this issue.
Some of the resources that the university provides through the Basic Needs Hub would be the Big Blue Pantry, the program that I oversee. We distribute food and other resources to any UK student experiencing food insecurity.
The University of Kentucky's Sigma Nu fraternity partnered with Ale 81, a local beverage company, to help raise funds for Eastern Kentucky flood relief. On Monday, the Sigma Nu House hosted the event near campus. People bid on donated items and took pictures. One of the highlights was an auction for a custom pair of shoes from Billy Hobbs of True Blue Customs. The company only made a few pairs of this kind. Kentucky quarterback Will Levis was on there to sign the shoes.
I would just say that I'm so glad to be a part of something as special as this and supporting our Kentucky family in Eastern Kentucky.
The event raised a total of $6,800. 100% of the proceeds from the auction benefited the team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund.
November 11th was Veterans Day. In light of the holiday, a remodeling company installed a new shower as a way to thank a local Vietnam veteran. West Shore Home gifted 8 veterans throughout the nation with a new shower. Lexington resident and retired Army Sergeant Major Raymond Franklin is one of those who was selected. He served the country for more than 30 years. His new walk-in shower is worth more than $15,000.
Put it in the shower to make life a little bit easier. For many years, the veterans, or especially Vietnam veterans, were not really appreciated when they came back. And to see somebody go through and give back in the name of doing it for the veterans, it makes it a lot better. And it makes you feel good. Put it right there. Is
West Shore Home completed 10 similar projects in honor of Veterans Day last year. The shower was finished within a day for Raymond and his wife Helga to use in the morning.
Now a look into what's going on around the state. Yesterday, Governor Andy Beshear signed an executive order allowing Kentuckians to use medical cannabis. Starting next year, Kentuckians with severe medical conditions and who meet specific requirements will be able to use small amounts of legally purchased medical cannabis. You can find more details in the full executive order at kentucky.gov.
On Monday morning, a school bus crashed into Magoffin County, Kentucky. Magoffin County schools say that multiple children and the bus driver were treated at the hospital. The bus was the only vehicle involved in the crash, and Kentucky State Police are still investigating the crash. The school district says that they are focusing on mental health currently in the community at this time.
17-year-old Macy Grace Wine was pronounced dead Saturday morning after she lost control of her vehicle and crashed into the Kentucky River. Her body was found around 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Lexington Fire Major John Walters confirmed that the car went off the road on Friday night. 2 passengers escaped the crash but were unable to rescue Wyan. The 2 passengers were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Kentucky State Police have taken over the investigation.
This past Saturday, Berea College selected its next president of the school, the first woman to serve in this role. Cheryl Nixon will be the 10th president of Berea College beginning on July 1st of 2023 next year. Nixon is currently the vice president for academic affairs at Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado. She has her PhD in English from Harvard University. Berea College is a private institution with over 1,600 undergraduate students. Most are from Appalachia and around Kentucky.
Yesterday, Sophia Rosing waived her case to a grand jury. Just over a week ago, Rosing appeared in a now viral video showing her yelling racial slurs repeatedly at a black desk worker. The video also shows her punching and kicking the worker. Since then, she has been permanently banned from campus without eligibility to re-enroll. The next step is appearing in front of the Fayette County Grand Jury to see if they will indict Rosing on each of her charges. These include alcohol intoxication, disorderly conduct, assault, and assaulting a police officer, which is a Class D felony. Former President Donald Trump has officially filed to run for president in 2024.
The twice-impeached former president is aiming to become only the second president to be elected to 2 non-consecutive terms. The announcement comes after election losses from many of his endorsed candidates. It is expected that he will face some contenders in the primary, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former Vice President Mike Pence, who has been a critic of Trump as of late. President Biden has yet to announce whether he will be seeking re-election. However, he still has time. 6 people are dead following 2 vintage military aircraft that crashed at a Texas air show.
Around 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. Saturday, more than 45 rescue units responded after a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress and a Bell P-63 King Cobra went down during the wings over Dallas Air Show. The Allied Pilots Association identified 2 retired pilots and former union workers being among those killed in the crash. The long-awaited launch of Artemis 1 finally happened this morning.
5, 4-stage engine start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
The unmanned mission will orbit the moon, sending back data to prepare for a future manned mission. That flight is anticipated for 2024. The Artemis 1 liftoff experienced many months of delays from weather and technical glitches. Its trip will last 25 days. Splashdown should happen on December 11th.
A Russian-made missile killed 2 people in Poland early this morning. Originally, U.S. officials suggested that it was Ukrainian forces who fired the missile, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is convinced that this missile wasn't from his country. Half of the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv have lost power as a result of the missile strikes.
Protests in Iran continue after the death of Mahsa Amini in Iranian police custody for breaking hijab rules. On Monday, Iran issued its first death sentence against a rioter for setting fire to a government facility. The Tehran court found him guilty of enmity against God. Over 15,000 other protesters have been detained awaiting their sentences. Iranian officials warned that along with enmity against God, they will also find protesters guilty of corruption on earth along with armed rebellion. These are also crimes that result in the death sentence.
The G20 summit began today in Bali, Indonesia. G20 is a meeting between world leaders from across 19 countries across the world, plus the European Union. It was formed as a way to promote international financial stability. World leaders such as President Biden and China's President Xi Jinping are both in attendance. On Monday, Jinping and President Biden met for 3 hours in what some are calling a tense meeting. Coming up on Wildcat News, Maggie Stinson has the latest weather forecast. Is it going to stay chilly or will we warm up?
And Elena Tobo will give us a wrap-up of sports. We'll be right back.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that that is its own unique space too.
Welcome back to your Wildcat News weather update. Currently, there's a temperature of 37 degrees outside, although thanks to the wind chill, it feels more like 30. The chance of participation today was only 11%, but we already saw some mixed rain and snow for brief periods throughout the day. Later tonight, you can expect the temperature to reach about 24 degrees. You can expect more of those cold conditions, and wind speeds will reach about 15 miles per hour this evening, calm down to about 10 miles per hour after the sun sets. Tomorrow, it'll be around the same temperature range between 30 and 40 degrees and remain cloudy as it was today. Moving on to our 5-day weather forecast. As you can see here, we've got a high of 39 tomorrow, low of 27. Friday moving on to a high of 35, low of 19. Saturday, a high of 38, low of 17. Sunday, high of 34, low of 22. And Monday, a high of 48 and a low of 30. As you can see around that Sunday-Monday mark is when we're finally going to see the sunshine come out. You can still expect it to not make it super warm outside. So maybe stay warm and everybody stay safe.
Thank you, Maggie. UK Athletics has come up with a new opportunity for athletes and fans. The 15 Club is a membership that will support student athletes while fans will be able to benefit from unique experiences. There will be 4 different options ranging in price from $25 to $500 a month. The option chosen will determine what events fans can access. Some students, like freshman Nick Briglow, are not so sure about the idea.
Personally, I would never do that. I don't have that kind of money. And I'm already paying a bunch of money to go to the football games, so it's a no for me.
While the price could be an issue, the 15 Club has more incentives the higher the monthly payment. The most expensive plan includes an autographed helmet, a VIP dinner, and a live video chat with an athlete. You can learn more at Kentucky15.com. On Sunday, the #2 ranked men's soccer team won the Sun Belt Conference tournament. They beat James Madison 2-0 for the win. At 14-0, At 14-0-5, they are the only unbeaten NCAA Division I men's soccer team left in the country. This earned them the overall #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Go Cats! They received a first-round bye in the tournament and will play the winner of the South Florida versus Hofstra. Finally tonight, Wildcat football takes on the #1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs this Saturday at Kroger Field. The 6-4 Cats hope to upset the 10-0 Dogs in their bid for back-to-back national championships. Go Wildcats! That's it for your Wildcat Sports. I'm Elena Tobo, and we'll be right back.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Monsters, legends, and myths. Oh my.
CryptidCon is coming to town this weekend. This event is a celebration and investigation of all elusive creatures. Bigfoot, UFOs, and the Kentucky Wildman are a few of the main topics this year. There will be celebrity speakers, cryptozoologists, artists, and other vendors. Lee Kirkland, owner of the CryptidCon, says that this is an event for everyone.
Like I said, we're not trying to make anybody believe that this is true. Come in with your own open mind, you know. It's fun to think about even if you don't believe, you know. It's kind of like, what if that was real?
This weekend, the 5th annual CryptidCon will be held at Clarion Conference Center North in Lexington from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Tickets can be purchased at the door, or UK students will receive $2 off with a valid student ID.
Genevieve, have you ever been to Comic-Con or CryptidCon or any of that?
I have not, and I did not know that they had that here in Lexington itself. So that's pretty cool to find out about.
It is neat. What's your favorite superhero?
So I'm split between Spider-Man and Black Panther. How about you?
My favorite superhero is Thor. It's got to be Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
You like he has the little
hammer
hammer and stuff too.
Well,
right?
that's all we've got today. That's all for your Wildcat News Update. We'll see you again next Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.